my, it's another live, but today we have a food demo. So we're gonna actually make one of the recipes from the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle from Alanna Jordan's book, Smoothies and Spice and Everything Nice. And we're gonna be talking to her. She's gonna be coming on live, maybe giving me some instructions on how to make this, ask some questions about her book and her journey. And just so you know, this bundle is only around until May 11th. It's once a year. It's $1,850 worth of stuff for just $50. 40 contributions. We're talking ebooks and courses and yoga and so much more. Both of us are a part of it. So many other people. We're coming together to spread this out. So I hope you guys check it out in her link in bio or in mine. And if you're not following her yet, definitely give her a follow. She'll be joining us pretty darn soon. And gotta get my kitchen all set up. I'm a little bit behind. My apologies if you're waiting 9 minutes. Hello, welcome. I got my nice little setup back here, and oh no, these little guys, they're laying down. I'm gonna water them really quick. Look at those little guys. Oh, yoga. You like yoga? Yoga's sweet. I definitely am a yogi. Love the yoga. Get some water on these little guys. Can't leave them hanging down like that. And it's awesome, we do actually have 2 yoga courses as a part, a yin yoga course, intro to yin yoga, as well as an intro into Ashtanga yoga as well. So, and then there's also like booty building and learning to do chin-ups and entrepreneurial stuff and Ted Carr's workouts. So if you want to get physical, there's the physical. If you want to get mental, emotional, there's all that good stuff. There's spiritual aspects of stuff, overcoming from eating disorders, and so much other fun stuff. Hey, what's going on, Sachi? Good to see you. Thank you. This is my nice little kitchen here. Got my setup. Oh, I got some secret stuff back here. I won't show you over there. It's a little bit of a mess. I've been a little bit behind. Let's just see. Oh, there we go. Hey, I'll invite you in here. This is actually the first food demo that I'm doing as a part of this bundle, and there's going to be a bunch more. You got to check the live schedule through either of our links up in the top right-hand side of the bundle homepage. All the lives are totally free, and it's all listed in there, so you can actually see what's going on and click it. Oh no, you're not there.
Uh-oh, I think you're looking at my staircase.
Wow, that's nice. Hey!
Hey!
Now just look at your shirt. What does it say?
It says... Natural Minta.
Love it. I was going to ask, is Minta your real middle name?
Yes, it is. It's my real middle name, and I used Minta as my pseudo when I made jewelry when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
And then when I DJ'd, I was DJ Minta. So... Natural Minta.
That's super fun. Do you like mint? Huh?
I do like mint, thankfully.
I'm sorry, that was so bad. I'm sure you. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about putting like a mint in like an image of a mint in the logo, but I was like, it's too obvious. So, but yeah, I do like mint.
Awesome. Well, that's really fun. I really love your book, Smoothies and Spice and Everything Nice, because it involves a lot of different aspects of spices and herbs and brings not only the culinary flavor, but also the nutritional component of that.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that feedback. When I was learning to become a naturopath, I just got really interested and excited about the medicinal qualities of herbs and spices. And I wanted to train myself a little bit more and just explore those. Although the quantities are not at all therapeutic in my ebook. It's more just to rediscover the different flavors and just read a little bit about the history of the spice and the herb and what they're used for. So yeah, it was really fun. So there are 24 recipes in my book. And I tried to make them really easy recipes. I think the longest recipe has maybe 8 ingredients, but they're all easy to find. And I use dried herbs and spices, but obviously if you have the fresh ones on hand, I would recommend using those. So yeah, it was fun.
I got some fresh ones. I'm scared to show this. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't show. I'm gonna be open and vulnerable here.
Oh, that happened. It looks like you've been planning the ultimate raw vegan bundle.
I have been, and I'll very admittedly say I don't have the best green thumb, but Mother Nature makes up for it. She is just so abundant and so amazing, and I love wild foraging, and I love being out and picking from the trees, and I do more tree planting. I planted thousands and thousands of trees, not all fruit trees, but planted trees more than my little garden, unfortunately, but something to grow in.
Okay. Yeah, I have some plants that are dying too. Yeah, it happens.
It happens, yeah. It's just right there. But I'm curious. Sorry?
I couldn't even tell. What was it? Or what?
It's rosemary, thyme, and it was basil. But I think the only ones that, I mean, the rosemary is still fine, and the thyme, it still has a bit of time left, you know. But the basil is gone. It's basil gone. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, basil's a tricky one to keep alive, especially inside. So, yeah.
Yeah. And then I have up here, I just actually, before you jumped on, I was just watering my little tomato plants because they're laying down.
Okay.
They're tired. It's nighttime for them. And these guys are doing better, though. I got some little cayenne peppers. Ooh.
It looks like an ad for V8, you know, the people walking sideways.
Yeah.
An ad for the plant-based ultimate raw vegan bundle. You need your bundle.
You need the bundle. Yeah, well, we're both part of the bundle, and it is a ridiculous, amazing deal. Sometimes I feel like I'm an advertisement because it's so damn good that what else can I do? I want to shake people and say, seriously, just check it out, you know, because I absolutely know when I first got into health and got into raw food, there was nothing like this. And, you know, any one book was going to be 20 to 30, 40 bucks, whatever, depending on what you're getting. Maybe you can get a used copy. I got a used copy for like $8 in my first health book. But the amount of resources, the amount of connection, you know, the amount of introspection that can come from going into these courses, because it's not just about raw food, you know, it's staggering, and it's this huge opportunity only once a year. So I do, again, I won't plug it too crazy much, but I do again want to recommend that you go follow Alanna here. And I really apologize, Alanna or Elena?
Alanna.
Okay, good, I was right. Follow your page, Natural Minta. It should be easily to click up above and grab the bundle and check it all out. It's ridiculous. So I have a lot of stuff I could pick your brain about. And I know we have our food demo back here, which, let's see. There we go. One of the dishes. Maybe I'll get into my position. Get into position, please. Let's see.
You said everything measured up. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was why I was a couple minutes late, because I'm running around trying to do a whole bunch of crazy stuff, and then all of a sudden I'm like, hey, wait, I got to get this ready. But I'm curious, in your, you know, really researching into herbs and into spices, especially here, have you found any commonalities for the different types of spices grown and used in different climates?
I mean, a lot of herbs and spices in general, are anti-inflammatory and antibacterial and antiviral. So that's like kind of a commonality among a lot of them. And the spice that's the most widely used on the planet, black pepper, is like an amazing spice for the immune system. And I think it was called the king of all spices. Mm-hmm. And then there are, I mean, other spices like, well, it's considered a spice, but it's like a pistil of a flower. Shoot, what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I mean, no, I wasn't thinking cardamom. I was thinking, shoot, it's going to come back to me. But anyways, yeah, a lot of these herbs and spices are really good for digestion too. Yeah. I mean, a lot of them are used for digestion.
Really nutrient dense too.
For high blood pressure, for example. Yeah. When I was making the hibiscus smoothie, I was looking into that, and they actually recommended that pregnant women and children not be having too much hibiscus. But I'm sure the hibiscus that I put in my smoothie is not, you know, it's not an amount that would negatively affect someone. You know,
like you said, they're not therapeutic doses.
Exactly.
It's not like you're mega dosing. You're just getting the essence, right? And I think that's amazing though too, because like if you oh, Katie's coming to join me. If it's a little new. You know, because I think, you know, if you try them on and you utilize these in some recipes, just like getting to know a different fruit, you get that essence, you get that connection, you feel it in your body, and you see, is this something I really resonate with and want to include more and explore? Or is it something that, yeah, maybe this one isn't for me, right? It might take a couple tries of any one of them to decide that, right? But it gives you a good taste and an exploration into a whole new world of spices, their flavors, their qualities, and what they can imbue upon you.
Yeah, I find that personally, I used to use the spices and herbs kind of in the same way over and over and over.
Yeah.
And that was another reason why I wanted to do it. I wanted to, expand my horizons and also motivate other people to do the same thing and just like experiment. And I thought, one spice or one herb in each smoothie will really give it kind of center stage. You just like taste that one spice or herb, and then from there you can just explore. And then I was motivated, so I created best spice and herb pairings.
Oh wow, that's a creation.
It looks kind of scary, but it's actually quite it's easy to read. It's legible. It just looks like a headache on the screen because it takes a long screen.
Here, wait a second. Okay, where am I? Let's go. Oh no, now you can see. Oh gosh, I got to back up from the camera.
Yeah, so this one, I'm not going to read it to you, obviously, it would be kind of boring, but this is, this one I made for fruits and then the different spices and herbs. And then I made one more for veggies and greens. And so there's one set that has recommendations, and they're like, combinations are really personal, so there may be some not on here, and people are going to be like, why didn't she put that? It's so obvious. And then there may be some on it that people are like, oh, like that's kind of a weird combination. So through thinking of that, I made another set that's like blank. So you can make your own combinations. Like I made it so you can print it out on A3 paper and tape it to the inside of your kitchen cupboard. And if you're like experimenting, you can kind of like document the different combinations that you like. So that was kind of fun.
Where do you find that?
That's at the end of the book. You can sign up to my mailing list, and then I send it to you. So that's at the end of the book.
So is that are those combinations like traditional combinations or synergetic kind of combinations, or?
They're traditional combinations, just looking at different blogs and culinary books, just like from all sorts of different places, like even from recipes that I've tried in the past. So it's just kind of a mishmash of different combinations that I found. And that's why I figured, I should make a blank one as well. That way people can make their own. If they don't like my combinations or they don't agree with some of them, at least they can do their own thing.
Yeah, so. That's fun. Do you have a personal favorite combination? And if so, has it changed? So maybe one or two favorites?
I really love mango and vanilla. Like I have I just love mango and vanilla. And I actually really love black pepper and blueberry.
I'm excited. We'll get into that later, but I am very, very excited for this. And, mango vanilla, I haven't had just mango vanilla, but I have often had mango orange smoothie with vanilla. And and I often also do, I'll actually show you. Oh, gosh. I'm sitting on a chair on top of my date box because I feel like a little kid and I want my legs to wiggle around, But I got...
How many kilos? 5 kilos?
It was 5 kilos, but there's only about a kilo left.
Okay, I get you.
But I like these. They're kind of like mini honeydews. Honeydew and mandarin or orange juice and vanilla.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Like orange creamsicle vanilla smoothie. Oh my god. It's so good. And I think it's so amazing because these flavors can really shift and change your entire experience.
Yes, definitely. And cardamom and papaya is a really good combination.
Yeah. It almost has subtle hints of that in it itself, hey?
Yeah, definitely. I really like thyme and raspberry. Thyme, raspberry, and apple, they work really well together. Some of the smoothies that I made, they had, I was trying to figure out, what is this going to go with? So I, researched and I looked at other recipes, and then when I was making this tart thing, I found combinations, and, just trying it yourself. You just got to try it yourself, right? You know, if you've got ideas. I made
It
up.
sounds like a journey of play and exploration with all these different flavors.
Yeah, I really had a good time doing it. For example, coriander and cilantro. I always kind of in the past I felt like, oh, they kind of taste similar. Like in my head, I knew that there were differences, but my palate, like I couldn't really pin down what the differences were.
Yeah.
And so making those two different smoothies, I was like, okay, that, you know, now I know what coriander tastes like, and now I know, you know, the difference between cilantro and coriander, even when they come from the same plant. So yeah, it was little things like that that were really fun exploring.
Did you have any that you made that you were just like, nope, like no,
You know what? I actually didn't. I
nope.
didn't. No, no. I felt like I just kind of, I don't know. It just kind of worked out every single time. So
That's beautiful. That's
I mean,
awesome.
I've made things in the past that haven't worked, but for this book, it just seemed to flow. So I was
Nice.
happy.
That's awesome. And have you noticed
Yeah.
any shifts, utilizing these or any qualities from the herbs? I know, like we said, they aren't therapeutic, so they're not going to kick you in the face. But have you noticed any of the qualities that you researched on them kind of shine through while utilizing them?
I mean, I think if anything, it's just given me motivation to eat more, like eat more and more healthy foods, and just, you know, just being into the groove and really enjoying the food. So I'm sure that the enjoyment has probably increased serotonin levels.
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course, like, you know, ginger, that's really great for digestion, and that,
Yeah.
yeah, I can definitely tell. And I feel like I definitely feel like hibiscus has a soothing, calming effect too. I know it's like high in vitamin C as well.
Yeah.
And I've just been having like even hibiscus sepals before going to bed, just like plain hibiscus tea, and it's really, really nice. Like a
When I'm
very
out,
vibrant taste.
sorry.
Huh?
It makes such amazing teas with all the different hibiscus, and like when I'm out in Costa Rica at the Farm of Life, it's just like a paradise of different types of plants and herbs and spices grown there, everything. And I just do the plant walk, the little plant dance, and hibiscus is a really common one out there that I just sit, especially the cranberry hibiscus. The teas from the flowers and the leaves are just so dang tasty, and yeah, I love all of them. And then they have like holy basil, and it's like medicine. It's crazy, and it's
Yes.
it's such a, I think this is a really fun topic too, and a really, really great book, in conjunction with the entire bundle, because I know from my background, it's from natural hygiene, and in natural hygiene, it often actually is like, downplays spices or certain herbs and stuff like that, calling them irritating. And through experimentation myself, like I still consider myself, with a hygienic background, kind of that's my backbone, but I've really, really come to know, like, things are really not black and white, and sometimes some philosophies make things black and white. And the nutritional aspects of a lot of these spices and the herbs and the qualities that they really have, they can be really dang useful and amazing and enjoyable, and I definitely I broadened my horizons, and I love a lot of spices, and all the recipes in your book, they're bringing in, kind of like you said, you kind of get used to like what you use, and
Mm-hmm.
looking in your book through the different things, it's making me want to actually explore more of them, kind of, again, in simplicity too, because the one spice that I like, I don't know what your absolute favorite is, and I'll ask you that right after, but like, I've always been drawn to like cumin. I have some black cumin I absolutely love, and one of my favorites for sure, and coriander, and like chilies and paprika and all that kind of stuff. Those are always been kind of my favorites. But the one that I've never made friends with yet, and I think maybe it's because I've never really had it in isolation, is cardamom. And I'm
Oh wow.
for
Okay.
some reason, I don't know if it's like if I overdid cardamom in a few curries, and for some reason it just was weird for me. But again, I haven't had it in isolation, so it actually makes me really want to have it in isolation and get to know it, so I know, was it actually the cardamom or was it something else? And am I blaming that cardamom for something that it
And
never
maybe
did to me?
it was like a bad combination. Maybe you could
Yeah,
find a different combination that you like and fill
yeah,
in your chart.
yeah. I'm gonna download that. I'm gonna check that out for sure.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate the feedback. And sorry if I was looking this way. I had a neighbor like trying to call to me, and I'm like, no, not. But
No
yeah,
worries.
I had so much fun working with this book, and yeah, I know that um, different people say different things about spices and herbs, but I feel like, if you look into them, you really can find, therapeutic qualities to them, and just really unique combinations that you can play with. And I find that it's a way of flavoring your food really well that doesn't involve salt.
Yeah.
And so I feel
Yeah.
like that's always been a super important thing for me, is just, not, I don't use salt in my food. Obviously, there's some in coconut aminos,
Mm.
and every once in a while I'll have food with salt in it. But as a result, like, I just really enjoy using spices and herbs. I like the idea of using them to enhance the flavors, and I find that lemon juice and lime juice help enhance the spices and the herbs that you also put in recipes. So it's like kind of this melting pot of experimentation.
Absolutely, and it creates so much synergy, and I 110% agree. And I did want to showcase that just because, like I said, I had a period of time in my mind where I avoided them and I thought they were bad, and it's like life isn't like that. There's so much gray, and a lot of times we can take one thing and make that one little small thing the whole thing, but life is a symphony. And these spices and how they work in our body, it is part of that symphony. At least I really believe that. I've come to enjoy them, and I enjoy periods of time really, really simple without anything, and then I enjoy periods of time where I explore and I enjoy and utilize all of them for all the different qualities and tastes that they bring. And it really can totally change a dish. I mean, yeah, like obviously you can completely change a dish just by changing the different herb or the different spice in there.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So much fun. Well, what do you think? Should we get into this, or is there anything from your book again? Smoothies and spice and everything nice. Is there anything from there you wanna mention before we dive into this recipe?
Yeah, I guess I'll just mention, when people get the bundle, they have access to the book. And so, yeah, there's like a very, 4 or 5 little paragraphs about, the history behind the spice or the herb. And, a lot of these spices and herbs were used thousands of years ago. So it's interesting to just like imagine, them being used way before our time. A few of the health aspects, the power and the magic that they contain,
Mhm.
and then the recipe. So it's like a very simple ebook, but I'm sure that even if you don't like all of the recipes, you'll at least find a few that you'll enjoy.
Yeah, I mean that's probably for the bundle itself, right? We
Yes.
kind of go over the whole thing. We like check what resonates with us, and we stretch our comfort zone a little bit and try the things maybe that maybe don't, and then we see maybe we find a new friend, maybe we find a new connection, a new food that we really like. And I think that's also an important note with this kind of in this discussion that I brought up around it is you know enjoyment of food like is so damn important, and like exploration and trying things out and being excited, and I think that adding in all these different flavors, it can add so much enjoyment and, so much more satiation to food if you're trying them out and you're exploring and you just genuinely, it helps you genuinely enjoy it more, I think.
Yes, definitely. Well, and there's one thing that don't have in the book that could have been maybe like an interesting add-on, is that of course, there are spices that work in synergy,
Yeah.
like black pepper and turmeric. They're supposed to really enhance each other. So that's one thing that I didn't mention in the book. But, once you get into the book, you'll start doing your own research and find out all that
Yeah.
if you want to.
So,
So,
someone will shout that at them because that's definitely a common one. Whenever you hear turmeric, people are like black pepper.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I'm just looking. I have a big spice rack here. Some of it's mine, some of it isn't, and I'm just looking at the turmeric right there, beside the oregano and beside the black cumin seed, which is one of my favorites as well. But yeah, so much to enjoy here. And you know what's kind of
Absolutely.
fun? This recipe, and it is oh geez, Louise, dark pepper wine smoothie. I forgot the first word. Dark pepper wine smoothie. I have these raisins that are a part of it. And
Oh, nice.
I
Those
actually dehydrated these suckers
did
myself.
you? Wow.
Yeah, I
Yeah, those
made
look
these.
really nice.
They're really delicious. They were like really, really sweet red grapes. I got a good deal on red grapes out here. And my friend did too, and he had a little bit too many. and they were starting to get a little bit soft already. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to bring them home, and I dehydrated them. And amazingly, I mean, I probably wouldn't do it again because I bet you it cost a heck of a lot more with the dehydration energy bill, especially with the energy prices.
Did you pierce them?
Sorry?
Did you pierce them? Did you pierce
Yeah.
them before you dehydrated them? Okay, I was gonna say otherwise that would like weeks later,
Yeah.
like it's still there. Like,
And I mean, it still did take over 24 hours, but I ended up actually cutting them all in half. It took me a while to cut them all in half, but I figured, yeah, I didn't want to. The place I'm renting here, I'm not paying electricity, but I didn't want him to pay extra for my raisins. So I tried to make it as easy. Yeah, yeah. But
yeah, this is a fitting recipe because I'm in France, so yeah, I had to throw that in. Like living in France, I was like, all right, I'll make a smoothie, and I didn't do it on purpose. I was just like, oh, this reminds me of wine, and like I always picture people going like, ooh, this is a very peppery flavor, and I'm like, okay, well, this is a dark pepper wine smoothie.
It makes me think of like almost like a mulled wine, but not like the cinnamony, but like a really rich wine. At least that's what my mind is saying, and I haven't tried it yet, so maybe I'm totally off. So your original inspiration was France then for this, and
it wasn't like it was. I created it, and then after I was like, oh, this is perfect because I'm living in France, and it kind of reminded me of wine. It was when I was making it, but it just kind of like fell together. So.
Parlez-vous françois?
Bah oui, oui, je suis française maintenant. J'habite en France depuis 22 ans.
Comme ci, comme ça, je m'appelle Chris.
Oui, oui, très bien.
Thank you for hearing me. I know more Spanish than French, but I did learn some French in school, but it's been a long time. Since grade 8 was the last time I learned some French.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you speak Swedish?
Very little, very little. I know sluta. I know blomkål. And do you know Swedish?
No.
No? Okay.
English.
Älskade, I love you, and sluta, stop. Those are the only two things you need to say.
Okay.
I'm
having images if I don't know what kind of a scene there, but
yeah, I have some funny jokes, but they're not really fitting for this right now. But but I do know a little bit. I know a little bit. Jag äter fruits, like I eat fruits, and you know, blomkål is cauliflower, and yeah, I can't have a good conversation, but I can talk a little bit with some people. But
nice. It sounds like a complicated language to learn.
it is a little bit, yeah, it is a little bit, especially when grammar isn't really a subject that you're good at in your home language. You know, there's always like, yeah, I actually have to always think about it to remember like all of those components. And in many other languages, I find it's a little bit more involved and complicated with the what's it called, the masculine, feminine, and like all the different ways they kind of do it. And it's, you know, in English just seems kind of like, hodgepodge, everything good, you know, like, but other languages seem a little bit more exact in some ways.
Right. Yeah. With the formal and informal tenses and all that.
Yeah, it's frightening, but I'm slowly learning, and I do enjoy the language, and I have a bit of Spanish in me, so I can do it. But yeah, but should we jump into this recipe here? I'm really excited.
Yes, I want to do this recipe.
All right, so I have oh no, that's not it. That's just the name of the recipe, and I did write down the ingredients right here. So I have this trusty Vitamix blender. This seems like a recipe that is good, definitely, to have a powerful blender. Hey, something like Vitamix or a Blend Tech or something like that. Is there an order?
Do you have some vacuum seals? Yes. You do? Okay, I don't have that yet. I need to get one.
I'll show. Actually, you know what? I haven't really showcased it too much because this is a brand new Vitamix, and I've put out videos about how to make your Vitamix into a vacuum blender, but that was with the old Vitamix. And then I actually ended up buying this thing from BioChef, which it looks like a Vitamix container, but it's not. And it actually, the lid is holding up the camera, but it has a special lid, and then you put a pump on it, and it takes all the air out, of course. But this new Vitamix, that lid didn't fit on here, but luckily the new Vitamixes actually have a sealed lid, so it's much more airtight. Whereas that was
Oh,
the
nice.
issue with the older Vitamixes. And so I can use this, and then I have this pump by BioChef, which you can also just buy like a wine pump, kind of fittingly. You know,
Okay.
you can use a wine
Yeah.
pump to do it, and that's plopper on top, and it does a pretty darn good job. It's not quite as perfect as like a made for vacuum blending, but it definitely works. It's just sometimes I have to like click the button twice, or while it's blending, I click it again. And I modified this too. I glued an upside down bottle cap on here with
Oh, wow. Okay.
with crazy glue, just so that if it does splash, it doesn't splash directly into the vacuum and suck the liquid up, just to try and preserve the life of this longer. So that was my
Oh,
little
that's
hack.
a
But
clever idea.
I'm going to make a video all about that. But I love vacuum blending. It does. I find it does make a difference, and it's one of those things. Once you try it, I wouldn't say like once you go vacuum, you never go back. But it is enough of a difference that it kind of opens your eyes. Like, wow, that is amazing. I'd like to do that more often. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know I need to get one. I'm not sure if I haven't found a system that works with my old. Like I've had the same Vitamix for 8 years now, so I'm not sure that.
Oh,
I'm not
Ian is
sure that.
laughing. Lid is holding up the camera. Yeah, it is. I have a
I know.
tripod here, and I would take this down. Maybe at the end I'll show you what was happening here. The tripod is resting on top of my red onions and apples on the top shelf of my food stack, leaning against my spice rack and held down so it doesn't tip right into me with the lid of my other Vitamix. So that's
You need to take a picture of that. That sounds like a really cool post. Story.
it's kind of funny. Maybe I'll take a photo with my iPad after this. So what order should we put this in? Does it matter?
I honestly, I mean, I usually try to not put the frozen fruit at the bottom, but in this in this recipe, they're not.
It's not much.
I mean, there's
It
water.
usually be that or the raisins, and the raisins
Honestly, it
might be
doesn't
hard to
matter.
pick.
You can just throw it all in there. You
All
can start
right.
with the raisins, I guess.
You want me to start with the raisins?
Sure.
Okay. So we have here about 45 grams of raisins. Any raisins work, or does the red ones your favorite?
This is magnifique. Magnifique.
Magnifique. There we go. Oh, that one's not going in, so I'm eating it.
And now we need the blueberries.
Ooh, oui, oui.
I'm not making fun of French people, by the way. I just
No.
like to do this little accent thing.
I'm not either. Well, now, I'll admit, I'm sorry. They're not wild. It did call for wild blueberries, and I preferred wild blueberries, and I went to 2 different shops, and they didn't have wild blueberries, but they are Swedish, so they're at least local.
Okay. Well.
And it didn't say cultivated. It didn't say cultivated, but it didn't say wild. But
local's good.
But
Local's
these are
better.
3.5 cups or 350 grams of big blueberries.
Yeah.
And there's a couple in there that don't want to come out. Oh, come on, get in there. Oh, they're out. All right.
Nice.
All right, let's see. So then we have about 1.5 cup, 360 milliliters. Do I have that? It's funny. They don't really use cups here in Sweden, and that's really what I'm used to for volume. I'm not used to milliliters or ounces at all.
Right.
And luckily, I had these mason jars that actually have, well, it has the milliliters, but luckily Siri told me, I'm like, how many cups in this many milliliters, or how many milliliters in this many cups? But yeah, I'm only at 300 milliliters, so I'm going to get a little bit more water.
Okay. Yeah. No problem.
I have a big water jug in there. So that's, okay, now that's about 400, so I'll take a sip.
Do you filter your water?
Yeah, I use a water distiller.
Okay.
Back home at my parents, I convinced, in Canada, I convinced them to get an entire house water filter. So the whole house is filtered, even the bath water. But then on top of that, a reverse osmosis for the drinking taps.
Okay.
And out here I'm renting, and I go a little bit back and forth due to the energy expenditure as well as the effort, whether I like reverse osmosis or distilled more. but distilled is pretty darn great. I really like that. Or of course, if you can get amazing quality spring water, that's amazing too. Do you have a preference?
I've been using the British Birkfeld is
The which
a
one? Sorry.
the British Birkfeld. It's just one of those large,
Gravity.
yeah, the gravity
Yeah.
filters. I don't have yeah, we haven't installed one on like the water entry into the actual house itself. But yeah, I feel like it's so important to filter water because I actually need to change out the filter. It's been a year now and like it's pretty crazy. I'm gonna take pictures of it, but the filter is like all like rust colored. And I'm just thinking, wow, like I wish I could actually like take the filter apart and have it like examined and like see what's in there because it's yeah, does
It's
not
right.
want to make you be drinking that water.
I tell you, if you want to be even more frightened, you know, distillers, they tell you like really quick, you know, like just one, like it does 4 liters at a time. And every single time I do 4 liters, there's like a crust at the bottom. And if I don't wash it like every single time, if I let it go, one time I let it go almost for like probably about 10 cycles, and it was like a thick crust all along the thing is like black, brown, and white crusts, and like the smell is just like it's literally putrid. It just leaves like 2 tablespoons of like it smells like poison. I even tasted it just to see just a quick taste, and it's just like it's crazy in 4 liters how much dissolved solids are in there.
That's crazy. Just thinking about like all like the medication and chlorine and heavy metals and all sorts of fun stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If you don't use a filter, you become the filter. I think that's a poignant thing to say. And, you know, a lot of people don't recognize, too, that we actually absorb more in the shower than we ever do through drinking. So getting a
Right.
shower filter, because especially if they, you know, the place that you live utilizes a lot of chlorine and other kinds of chemicals that get aerated at high temperatures. You know, you take a hot shower and that steam is filled with chlorine and you're breathing it into your lungs, and it's pretty cheap and easy just to install a little shower filter, and it makes a big difference for what you're inhaling as well as for your skin. So you're not like scaly and stuff. You get softer and nicer and all that good stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, your hair is nicer as well.
Absolutely. Oh, snooter. No. Okay. Anyhow, so let's pour this water in here.
Okay.
The blueberries are melting.
Uh-oh. Gotta go quick then.
There we go. All right, so we got those. Oh, we have here, okay, wait. Snooter is trying to eat, very strangely, Snooter is trying to eat some dried onions, which
Oh,
wasn't
wow.
toxic for cats.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
onion flakes. So here we have about 4 tablespoons, or is it teaspoons or tablespoons?
Tablespoons.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So about 4 tablespoons of lime. And the last thing is where I kind of blew it. I actually did intend to run to the store and get some black pepper, but life got a little bit busy, and that's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it. But in the spirit of exploration, I have 4 things to choose from, and let's see which one you think we explore today and see how it works.
Okay.
So I have allspice, I guess sometimes referred to as Jamaican pepper, which I know is also in your book.
Yes.
And if we choose that, we could talk about the qualities of that in your book.
Yeah, allspice.
I have Vit pepper
That's
malin, white pepper.
Give it your all smoothie. Sorry. Give it your all smoothie.
Give it your all smoothie. Yeah. Oh, that's the one with the allspice.
Yeah.
And it's very different from this, I'm assuming.
That smoothie has it's a 3-ingredient smoothie: mandarins, cherries, and allspice.
That sounds good.
Yeah. It's pretty
Cherries
good.
are an underappreciated smoothie ingredient.
Yes. Frozen cherries, fresh mandarins, and allspice.
Wow. That sounds good. I'll have to try that. I don't have any cherries right now, but I do have mandarins, and I love just, you know, the easy peel mandarins in a smoothie, so good. And one of my favorite smoothies ever is pineapple cherry. So like citrus cherry.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
so my other
Totally
option is this, Vitin Malin white pepper ground. And I'm curious, I mean, what is the big difference between black pepper and white pepper?
With pepper, it's actually there. Black pepper is, I believe it's actually fermented, and white pepper, it's basically all the same thing. It's just turned into pepper at a different stage in the drying process,
Yeah.
or like the maturation process. So
Cool.
yeah, that's the difference. So you could go ahead and try the white pepper.
I do also have rose pepper, red pepper.
Oh, I would try that. Yeah, I would try that.
That
I would
one?
go with that one. Yeah.
All right. Awesome. All right, that's exciting. Okay, I'll put these spices back, and I gotta inspect. What did it say here? 3/8 of a teaspoon. So
Yeah, it's a very small amount. I actually have special. I should have brought them for the live. I mean, I guess a lot of teaspoon sets have them, but they have the tiny little like smidgen, a pinch, and a whatever. I've forgotten.
do you know milliliters? Do you think 1 milliliter, or do you think I should just do like, like 2 or 3 of the what are they called? Are they pepper seeds? Yeah.
The peppercorn?
Yeah, peppercorn. Should I just do like 2 or 3 of those, or how many do you think is going to be right?
Let's see, maybe 2 or 3. I hope. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason why I wouldn't get ground up in there. Should work.
Yeah.
I use ground pepper in mine, but you've got a Vitamix, so should be fine. Yeah, so I recommend procuring a set of measuring spoons that measure a tad. It's 1/4 of a teaspoon, a dash, 1/8 of a teaspoon, a pinch, a 1/16 of a teaspoon, and a smidgen, 1/32 of a teaspoon.
Where'd you get that?
My mother bought me these measuring spoons, and they had the little tiny spoons. So if you're going to be doing your experimentation with herbs and spices, I recommend them. That way you can be really precise with the smaller.
These are amazing. They're so tasty. Like just straight, like it's like, it's actually this red pepper is actually quite sweet, and wow. Yeah, it's like hard to describe, but it's like it's sweet and still very warming and peppery, but not like boom, I feel like I could go a little bit heavier on this one even.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, honestly,
a little bit.
You could probably put a lot more. I don't want to scare you off. You can always add more, but yeah, go for it.
There we go. Put a little bit more.
I made a non-caffeine-free chai recipe, and I made it with the pink peppercorns instead of the black peppercorns.
Yeah.
I do use hemp seeds in it, so it's not like it's not a super low-fat recipe, but it's like pretty amazing with the pink peppercorn.
That sounds delicious.
I was serving it at outside of a health food store in Maine, and everyone was just like, "So good!" They're all kind of going wild.
That sounds good. I think
it's important. I can send you the recipe. Just send me an email or a message, and I'll send you the recipe.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think it's often a misconception sometimes that a low-fat raw food diet means you can't have high-fat stuff ever, or it's like bad, and it's like no, we're just talking about like the mainstay. Like I'll have some high-fat stuff and enjoy the heck out of it. It's not what I eat all day in and day out. And
it's not your anchor. That's the way I like to do it. I have my anchor, and then I have days when I stray from the anchor, and then I come back.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. All right, so let's see. So I got those in there. That is everything. Let's put this lid on here. And, I'm actually going to, if I wet the seal, it seals even better. So I'm just going to quickly wet the seal. And we'll give this a go.
Da-da-da-da.
Now, are we going to blend this for a good bit, or is it a quick blend, or?
I just blended it until it's nice and smooth.
Okay.
I mean,
so got that bio chef. So that's just what's going on here, just vacuuming her up.
So how do you tell when you vacuumed enough?
It actually turns off.
Okay.
Right now it's leaking a bit. I can't find a rhyme or reason. Sometimes it seals perfectly, and sometimes it doesn't. But there we go. Oh, go. And we'll turn this baby on. And there's actually even a smoothie button on here, but we won't necessarily need to smoothie it completely because it's like 50 seconds of super smoothieing. All right. Oop. I'm excited. I'll admit I was secretly afraid it might turn into ice cream.
Just add more water. Or add something else that's liquidy.
All right, well that looks pretty darn perfect. Did you hear what I said?
You were afraid that it was going to turn into ice cream?
Yeah, for a second I was just like, that's a lot of frozen blueberries. Is it going to turn into ice cream? And I'd be like, this is an ice cream. No, yeah. Oh, there we go. Oh,
pressure here.
See, I got a little bit of.
All right.
Ooh.
So this is packed.
All right, so I'm going to, while I normally would,
Do you have
just
a wine
drink it out of the container.
glass?
Sorry?
Do you have a wine glass?
You are smart.
Yeah, I thought I was the one that was going to be making the smoothie, so I was picking out wine glasses, and then I realized you were the one making the smoothie. So.
Well, I had to do it myself. I wanted to enjoy it. So I never was a wine fan, I'll be honest. But I know I'm gonna like this because I think the really intense bitter wines, you know, like I like sweet wine, and I'm guessing this is a little bit sweeter. I don't know which one is which.
I would use the rounded one. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm gonna give it a quick rinse. I apologize. This is one thing I didn't think about.
Yeah. Whichever one
you want. It is kind of gross in here, actually. So.
Someone just asked, watermelon, lime, just tuned in. What are we making? Hi, thank you for joining. We are making the smoothie from my ebook, Smoothies, Spice, and Everything Nice. And the smoothie is called the dark pepper wine smoothie. So it has black pepper in it, and raisins, and wild blueberries, and lime juice. So this ebook has 24 simple smoothie recipes, and each one utilizes an herb or a spice. And then for each herb or spice, I wrote a very short description of the history of the smoothie or herb, and just like different medicinal qualities that they hold. In saying the quantities are not medicinal quantities; they're very small quantities. So, all right. You got your glass, you got the smoothie.
The moment of truth. Ooh.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Oh, I was saying that to someone that watermelon lime. Oh, nice, thank you.
Here we go. Oh.
The moment of truth.
Yeah.
So how's the texture?
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Good? Nice.
Yep. That's very nice. That is very nice. And
Cool.
I can taste the pepper, but it's not overpowering. And there is like the tartness of the lime, and so like it has that reminiscent kind of flavor of wine. I totally like, perfect name, absolutely. And I wouldn't be able to identify that as blueberries, amazingly, but maybe that's because that's how it's supposed to be, or maybe it's because they weren't wild blueberries. But yeah, no, it has more of like a wine with a hint of pepper taste. It's like exactly what it says.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's really fun. That's really fun.
And I thought that it was also nice to have some recipes like that in for like social events. Like if you don't want to be drinking wine, you could like, you know, bring along some of the smoothie to share with people. And
absolutely,
you know.
Especially on a really hot day, right? I could imagine chilling out on the patio and, you know, with the sun beating down and just having a big cup of this wine.
Yeah, watching the sunset, eating some of the appetizers from the bundle recipe. appetizer recipe book.
Mm-hmm. That is a fun one. That is a fun one. I'll take that chance. I'll take that chance. The appetizer favorites book is only available in the bundle. So just so you guys know, if you're a collector, if you like raw food appetizers, if you want to see the collection of all of us coming together and how that synergy goes, the appetizer favorites, again, won't be sold outside of the bundle. It's brand new and it's just in this one. Next bundle, we'll do a totally different collaboration book and we don't sell them outside the bundle. So yeah, that's awesome. Ooh. This is lunch actually, and this is my first meal of the day. So,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I can read the text in my book if you want while you're drinking a little bit. I mean, it's short.
Please
so
do.
Black pepper is produced from the fruit of the Piper nigrum. Excuse my pronunciation. A flowering vine in the family Pepperaceae. The dark red fruit of the vine contains a stone that in turn encases a single pepper seed. Native to India, black pepper was traded across the ancient world, valued for its bold, spicy flavor and its health benefits. Today it is cultivated in many other tropical regions. Black pepper contains piperine, a compound that protects the body from free radicals. Black pepper is used to relieve digestive issues and respiratory problems, to toothaches and joint pain. It is also helpful with reducing inflammation, improving digestion, and promoting healthy circulation. So it's not like a super, detailed scientific text, but it just kind of gives you a little bit of a background and gets your imagination going.
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah, an intro into the background of it and the qualities of it, and I'm really loving this. I'm really tasty. I love that hint of pepper, and I use maybe a little bit more than the book, but I do have I love the pepper taste. Like I really enjoy pepper taste, but it's funny how it just lingers just a little bit in the back, and kind of like you said, like a wine with aftertaste or hint of pepper and essence of pepper. It's awesome. So someone was just asking what's in here, so I'll just mention again. So wild blueberries, 3.5 cups or 350 grams. Raisins, 1/3 a cup or 45 grams. Water, 1.5 cups or 360 milliliters. 2 limes or 4 tablespoons of the juice, and 3/8 of a teaspoon of black pepper. And what was that 3/8? Was that like a smidge, or was that a?
That is it was a smidgen. I think it was a smidgen. 3/8. Yeah.
But a smidgen of black pepper.
Smidgen of black pepper. Yeah, 3. Oh no, it was. Sorry, excuse me. 3 dashes.
Oh, 3 dashes. Just 3 dashes.
We have to be very precise here.
Yeah.
I'm working with tads, dashes, pinches, and smidgens. So
how much is a tad again?
A tad is 1/4 of a teaspoon.
Just a tad.
Just a tad.
It's so funny, right? Because they're exact words, but a lot of times, I didn't know that they're that exact. I thought it was just,
I didn't either.
A tad. I just thought they were just different words for the same thing, just a little bit.
So it's almost a tad of black pepper. It's a hint under a tad. It's just three dashes.
Just a hint under a tad. I'm gonna start using that. Just a hint under a tad.
One tad and 3 dashes.
Wow. I think I did ask you, but do you have a favorite from the book?
I really like the one with cayenne pepper in it, and I believe that I named it the Vampire Cayenne Smoothie. Yeah.
I was looking at that one. Actually, that's one that I grabbed. Yeah, because I'll admit I've gone through phases of abstinence from hot peppers. But then I sometimes just dive into them, and I've been known to like to cry while I eat. I don't know what deep-seated issues I have and where that stems from, but I sometimes do like to, just have really hot food, and I could imagine that being really, really delicious. It's amazing. I mean,
you can add more. These are small amounts because I didn't want to scare people off that are really sensitive. So by all means, start with the amounts that I put in the recipe, and if you want more, just put more in.
Yeah. I made a recipe from Happy Raw Rennie, who's also part of the bundle with her husband, Jesse Bogdanovich. They have a course called Autopilot Your Raw Vegan Success. but I made a reel about of one of their recipes. It was like a green goddess, spicy green goddess soup, and she mentioned in hers like a dash. I think it might say like a dash, right? And I
Okay.
used like I think it was like a half teaspoon of my favorite hot pepper, and she was like, "Ooh, that's a little bit more than a dash. It might be a dash, a tad, and a smidgen as well."
Yeah, exactly.
But I love hot pepper. Actually, I have what do I have is in the background here, so I'm going to be really careful. Some Kashmiri chili powder, which I had never tried before, and it's like it's so darn good.
Oh,
And then my favorite, I think, though, is actually habanero. They're dang hot chocolate habaneros. Oh my gosh, they're like it's the sweetest hot pepper, but it's and so flavorful, but very hot. And
oh, nice.
and then Berber, do you know? I mean, it's a mix, but have you ever played around with Berber spice?
I haven't recently,
No.
but I will, because I have my chart that I want to be filling in and like experimenting with all those things. I haven't in a long time, actually.
Yeah.
No.
So much,
Yeah.
so much fun to explore, and so many flavors from around the world, and it's amazing to learn more about their use and their history. And I think giving your book really gives a really good look into that, and it's something to branch out on and have more fun exploring the world of spices and herbs.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. And when my brother was living in Arizona, I went to this amazing store called Native Seeds. I think it's an association co-op, and they help Native Americans obtain seeds for a cheaper price so that people could be, growing their own food, and not even just Native Americans, but local community. And they sell some really great different like herbs and spices, a lot of the hot peppers and the different chilies. And some of them are like very mild, and some of them are like, very strong. That I love. Yeah, I still have some of those that I want to start experimenting with smoothies. I didn't put those in because they're more specialized, so I wanted to try to stick with things that people could find easier. But yeah,
that's
there's
a
so
fun
many
thing.
options.
Sorry?
There's so many options. Like wherever you are, you can find local herbs and spices and mixtures, and a lot of fun.
There's just so much wisdom. You're talking about the Native Americans or in different parts of the world, and cultures exploring, and obviously like I was mentioning before, people might think like, oh, if I was in the tropics or I was in the jungle, I'd just be eating fresh food off the trees, and so that's not really the reality of nature. You'd be looking for those ripe foods and ripe fruits and stuff, but in between that, you'd be exploring and digging and just getting food to survive. And through that experience, at least myself, I think that we discovered foods and roots and herbs and stuff that brought about pronounced great effects, and obviously it became part of the culture and were noticed and revered, right? And it's like I think it's really fun to explore those, and yeah, I love it. I just love it.
Nice. That's awesome. I'm very happy. I'm happy you love it. Yeah, and some of these like herbs and spices, as they're helping digestion, they're helping you better assimilate nutrients from the other foods from the foods that you're eating. So that's kind of nice how that works.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful. It's amazing what we've actually been talking for just over an hour. I can't believe it.
It's flown by.
Yeah, it's flown by. I'm going to probably have to put in the show notes that we started the smoothie at about like 40 minutes in, just for the people that are impatient. But I really appreciate everyone who stayed in. We've had a nice crew in here. And do you have to go anywhere real quick, or do you want to take a couple questions, or is there anything you want to leave us with?
I'm not in a hurry. So if there are questions, we can answer questions.
Cool. If anyone has any questions, let us know. I'll just do a little scroll back and see if there's anything. And who knows if the person that asked. Right. Should I ask? Okay, I'll have to go down here because I think I'm reading in reverse. Let's just see. And briefly too, is there somewhere we can find you outside of the bundle? Where can everyone find you?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at Naturominta, Naturominta. Yeah. And then you see me on the screen. On Facebook as well. I actually post more on my Alanna Minta Jordan profile. Mm-hmm. And then you can find me on I started YouTube channel. I need to continue because I have like 4 kind of sad little videos. But anyways, yeah, I'd say Instagram and Facebook for now.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll be branching out, but those are the main ones. And I have a free Facebook group for women who want to, busy moms that want to have more energy and maybe lose a little weight. And so you can find my group on Facebook. You can also send me a message and I can send you the link to go find that group. If that's something that you're interested in.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that are in that boat and would really benefit from that information. So that's awesome. My mother is a mint eater. If she's ever eating mint, then she's most definitely using more than 3 branches. So it's more of a statement than a question. So that was fun. Thank you, Afira Nov. Foraging is my go-to activity. Chris, do you speak Italian? No, I don't. That's amore. But that's about it. There's a couple other words I guess I do know, but no, I don't. Blenders look amazing. We may not have many. Real vanilla is worth better. That was Sachi. So I guess she's asking, is real vanilla better than say an extract or anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. Some of the vanillas you have to kind of avoid because they have added flavors, MSG, to them, and some of them are, have alcohol as well. So I just tend to go for like the powdered vanilla bean.
Okay. And I'm curious because I've seen powdered. When you take a fresh vanilla pod, of course, it's a very dark, like almost black. And I've seen vanilla powder that is white. Is there something weird with that? That mustn't even really be real vanilla then.
Does it have added sugar in it?
I didn't.
Some of them they add sugar and they add like fillers to make it, because vanilla is really expensive. So obviously, if you're selling a very small quantity for $15, people are less likely to buy it. So I think that some companies add, a lot of sugar to kind of make it look like there's more there.
Yeah.
The powdered vanilla that I have is just like the actual inside of the vanilla pod, and it's black. So
cool.
Yeah, I've never seen. Maybe it's a different type of vanilla I'm unaware of, but
must be expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but delicious.
Well, actually, my powdered vanilla is not that bad. And my cousin in the States, I think she found an ounce for, I think she said $15, and it was powdered vanilla.
It's not bad. Do you know the name of it?
I don't know. The company that I use is Cook, but it's in France, so I'm not really sure that people are going to be finding that outside of France.
This is delicious.
Super.
I knew it was going to be good, but it exceeded expectation.
Nice.
So Miss Robinson is saying, "Hey, the raw bundle is so good. I'm so in love." So she just did an advertisement for us. Thank you, Miss Robinson, and we know that everyone else will enjoy it as well. You can grab it in either of our links. That's awesome to hear that feedback. Blessed by that, absolutely. Hi, Chef Yin. Hello, Yin. Hello there, Carl. Okay, or Kat. Okay, I think, let's see. Love the DIY. Any suggestions for shower filters? That's from Kat. Myself, I just looked on Amazon and looked at the ratings and grabbed the best rated one. Yourself, any comment on that or thought?
I actually, I don't have any brands in mind, but even if I did, a lot of them I'm buying over here in Europe, so I'm not sure if it would, I guess it would help some people. I actually haven't gotten around to getting new filters for my showers. I had one in Paris, but not in this house, so something I need to get to.
Well, luckily, I know that a lot of places in Europe have a lot better quality water than like America, for example, or in Canada. Yes. They like, it's crazy in Canada. When I turn the shower, like, I just smell chlorine, and I've never smelt it here, like, at all. Like, so it's to some degree dependent upon where you live, what kind of filters you want, whether it's for drinking or for showers. But we're pretty lucky out here.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, you actually answered this one, asking if the spices were for health properties or flavor or both. So someone asked what brand of vanilla powder. You did mention that already.
Yeah. Cook is the vanilla brand name. Yeah.
Oh.
They actually have lots of different spices.
Watermelon Lime is saying, Alanna, you look a little bit like the actress Carrie Mulligan. Have you ever got that before?
No, I haven't actually.
I don't remember. I don't know her off the top of my head. So, could you
I don't
dehydrate
know.
and powder
Thank
your
you.
own vanilla?
Do I? We could
Can you dehydrate and powder out your own vanilla?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, probably. Yeah,
Cool.
there's no, it just seems like it could be tricky because it's so kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? The vanilla, I'd be afraid that it would get blown away, like putting it in a, would you put it in a dehydrator or how would you do that?
Yeah,
You could just
maybe
maybe
sun.
open the pod and let the pod dry and then scrape out. Yeah, you could do it that way. Maybe open the pod, dehydrate the pod, and then scrape the inside out. I've never done it, but maybe you could try that.
Yeah. Raw Chef Yin is saying, that's my favorite smoothie from your book. That's fun.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Russia.
And she says she's made
Very
4
cool.
from your book already, too.
That's awesome. What a
Raw Chef
compliment.
Yin's amazing. She's a part of the bundle as well with her new course going into, I embarrassingly forget the title of the book, but I know it is going into different Asian cuisine and sweets.
Asian sweet treat course.
Sorry?
It's Asian sweets treat course.
Jeez, that was the easiest thing to remember, and for some reason my mind was fixated that it was like from a certain part of Asia, and I was like, I don't remember which country it is, and I didn't want to be like, just Asian sweets, but that's what it is. That's perfect.
Yeah.
I'll be making some of her durian cookies coming up here in a little while and doing a little bit of a reel on that, so that'll be lots of fun. But
where do you get your durian in Sweden? Do you
I just go to some ethnic grocers here, and they have it in the frozen section.
Okay.
Amazingly though, they do have fresh on occasion, and the outdoor market here is kind of funny. It's like a market square that is kind of like a farmer's market, but probably 10 or 20% is local. The rest is all imports and stuff like that. So we get like stuff from Thailand, and we get some durians occasionally, but they're a little expensive, and jackfruit. I mostly, actually all I've had out here was stuff bought from the ethnic store, and then also I did get some Year of the Durian as well shipped here, because they now do ship all over Europe, and they're the best quality, amazing durian with the most exotic varieties I've ever had. And actually also kind of fun, Lindsay, aka Durian Writer, writer as in write, she is the head of Year of the Durian, and she's a part of the bundle here as well, with a amazing exotic kind of recipe in the group book. So she has a durian brownie in the group book, in the appetizer book.
I saw that. I've actually been using that image because I find it's one of the most appealing images. Yeah. Looks pretty amazing.
And I know she played around a bunch to get that perfect, and we talked about a bunch about that stuff. And yeah, she's amazing. I'll be doing an interview with her in a little while. I don't remember which day, but it's coming up here in the lives. And everyone can check out the whole live schedule on the top right-hand side of the homepage of the bundle, in either of our bios. And then you can see all the different talks and what you're really drawn to, and see all the fun food demos and all that good stuff.
Nice.
Well, this has been lots of fun.
Yeah.
I really thank you for allowing me to make your recipe and share it with everyone, and for your contribution to the bundle and being a part.
Absolutely, yeah. Anyone, like I said earlier, if anyone wants that recipe for my caffeine-free pink peppercorn chai, because you use the pink peppercorn in the recipe, you can send me a message and I'll send it to you via email. So perfect. A little bonus. Fun.
Perfect.
And you can send it contact@naturalminta.com is my email address.
Contact@naturalminta.com.
Yes. Yeah.
Perfect. And I'll put this up on YouTube, and I'll put that in the description below, and make that even easier for people. Do you have anything else exciting going on for the rest of the day? I
have lots of work. I think I'm going to take a walk at some point, and then I'm going to be doing a live with Ronnie later on at 6, so that's cool. And just enjoying the sunshine. I'm gonna get outside a little bit and move because yesterday I was like kind of glued to my computer screen, so need some movement.
Absolutely. Yeah, need to create that balance. I kind of started like a sprint, and now I'm like, okay, this is 11 days. Need to find those little moments and get that sun and get a walk and take a break and not stay up till 4 a.m. on the computer.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Balance.
Well, thank you so much, Chris.
No, thank you. Thank you. I'm just going to enjoy my cup of wine and, my glass of wine rather, and chill out for a little bit here.
Nice.
Well, thank you again.
Watermelon lime. Yes, this is a nice ice cream. Very. I like this back.
Thanks for joining us. And thank you again. I hope you have an awesome day. And enjoy the walk. Enjoy the sunshine.
I will. You too. Enjoy your wine.
Thank you.
You're no wine.
See you guys. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.